Hey everybody, my name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and welcome to our 15 tips for new players on Outriders. There is a lot to take in from this brand new game, and whilst the in-game tutorial is pretty good, there are still a few hints, secrets, and useful game mechanics that I want to share with you that you might not uncover during normal gameplay. If you have any questions about any of these tips or any other Outriders topic that you want to discuss, then drop a comment down below, or better yet, stop by our live stream on twitch.tv/thebeardguys, where I stream every single weekday. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, auto looting. You don't have to run around and manually pick up every loot item that drops on the floor. You can just use the auto loot settings. In the gameplay options, you can adjust the auto loot minimum rarity, and then when in game, you hit down on the D-pad or H on keyboard to automatically pick up all loot in that area. It won't open chests for you, but it will pick up items on the floor. If your inventory is full, then the items will go into your stash, which can be accessed at the base camp. You will also automatically pick up items on the floor when your character dies or when you leave an area, as long as they match the minimum rarity set on your auto loot setting. So in reality, there isn't usually much of a need to manually auto loot items. Items below your auto looting setting will be left behind and lost. Number 2, resetting chests. Farming chests in Outriders can be a fantastic way to get those elusive legendary items, or just for getting yourself some improved gear and resources. If you keep doing the same mission over and over, however, you will soon find that chests are usually already open and can't be looted again. In order to get around this issue and reset the chests to their unopened state, simply return your character to the lobby screen, click select story point, and select one of the points on the list. You don't have to reset to a time far in the past. You can just select the story point you're currently on, and then when you load back in and attempt the mission again, the chests will be reset. Keep in mind, you won't lose any progress by doing this. You can reselect your most up-to-date story point again at any time you wish. Just make sure your game has auto-saved before you go back to the lobby so you don't lose out on any of the loot you've picked up. Number 3, in-game resources. The wide variety of different resources in Outriders can be pretty overwhelming to a new player. From the start of the game, you can acquire scrap, leather, iron, titanium, shards, and mods, and they all have different uses. Here's a very brief rundown of how you acquire each one and what exactly they're used for. Scrap is your basic currency, which you mostly gain from defeating enemies, looting chests, and selling items. You use it to purchase things from the in-game vendors. Leather is used in the crafting and improving of armor pieces and is gained from defeating creatures, looting chests, and disassembling other armor parts. Iron can be used to craft and improve weapons and is gained from drilling ore deposits, which can be found around the map, looting chests, and disassembling weapons. Titanium is the rarest of the 4 main resources and is used to improve items' rarity and leveling up items in the crafting menu. It drops from higher difficulty enemies and also from disassembled epic and legendary items. Outside of the 4 main resources, you also have shards and mods. Shards give you bonuses to your weapons and armor, which you can see the effects of by hovering over your items and looking for stats such as armor pierce, max health, or bonus firepower. You can see the shards you have by hovering over the shards text in the bottom left of your inventory. These can then be used to craft items that will have these buffs. Lastly, weapon and armor mods. These offer a wide variety of powerful perks to your character's equipment and are a core part of the game's customization system. The higher the rarity of the item, the more mods and higher level mods it can hold. Match these mods up with your character's weapon and skill choices for maximum impact. Number 4. Inventory tooltips. If you're feeling confused by anything in the inventory screen, try hovering over things to see if a pop-up box offers more info. You can do this to get more information on your health, armor, and damage, as well as detailed info on your resources, shards, and much more. As well as this, you can also press right trigger on controller or shift on PC to bring up a list of all your players' important stats and bonuses. Number 5. Trajectory Indicator. By holding down the button to use a throwable item, you will see a trajectory line to show where it will end up. This will save you wildly throwing grenades or turrets into the wrong place. This also works for teleporting abilities such as the Trickster's Hunt to Prey skill, allowing you to more carefully select who you wish to target. Number 6. Switch Aiming Shoulder. You can switch the shoulder over which your character is aiming by clicking in the middle mouse button on PC or clicking in the right stick on controller. Number 7. Hide Helmet. If you go into your gameplay options, you can toggle the helmet visibility on and off in order to hide your helmet if you wish. This does not affect your character's armor. Number 8. Melee Attacks. Every class has its own set of 2 melee attacks, one for when you are standing still and one for when you are sprinting. You can view the details of what your melee attack does by hovering over the first icon on your class menu. These melee attacks can be used frequently, cause an interrupt effect that will stop enemies using abilities, and are especially useful for the Pyromancer because it will also inflict a burn effect which marks an enemy and will grant you healing if they then die. Number 9. Mod Icons. Weapon and armor mods in your inventory can be marked with 2 different icons. If they have this small icon that looks like a window, then it means you already have that mod in your mod library. If you see a mod with a red square icon, that means you already have an item equipped with the same mod and their benefits will not stack. Number 10. Adding mods to your mod library. If you disassemble weapons or armor with mods on, then these mods will be added into your mod library. These mods can then be crafted onto new pieces of gear in the crafting menu. Once a mod is added to your mod inventory, you can craft it onto as many pieces of gear as you like. Your mod library is not currently shared between characters. Number 11. What to do with spare loot. Spare loot can be either sold to vendors or dismantled in your inventory. Selling it will give you scrap, which can be used to buy new gear, and dismantling items will give you a wide variety of resources which can be used in crafting. You can mark several items at once and then sell them in bulk, and you can also do this with all the items you wish to disassemble. There is also a quick mark feature that allows you to mark multiple items at once by rarity. If you mark an item or several items in your inventory and then hover your cursor over the dismantle marked button in the bottom right, you will see a summary of all of the resources you'll gain from dismantling these pieces of loot, including shards and mods. Number 12. Your stash. Your stash is basically an extension of your inventory which can be accessed from certain safe locations such as your base camp and outposts. The stash can store a large amount of items and is shared between your characters. Number 13. Respeccing skills and class points. It's important to remember that you can repick your 3 skills as well as your entire class tree at pretty much any point you wish, even midway through a mission or an encounter. This is a core part of the game and is incredibly useful for things such as boss fights, where you may want to focus more on single enemy damage, or if you want to switch between a squad focused build to more of a solo build. Initially, you'll be able to hit a maximum character level of 30, giving you 20 total skill points and 9 different class abilities to choose from. Number 14. No healing items. It's important to remember that there are no outright healing items in Outriders. You heal damage by damaging or killing enemies depending on your class. Playing aggressively not only helps you eliminate enemies quicker and reduce their damage output, but will also keep topping up your health a lot more quickly than playing passively, as well as your standard class-defined healing method. For instance, killing close-range enemies as the Devastator. You can also heal by dealing damage with weapons with the Weapon Leech buff, or skills with a Skill Leech buff, as well as certain item mods. Number 15. In-game guides. The in-game guides in Outriders are very useful and very clearly laid out and explained. If anything in the game is confusing you, these are a great resource to have a quick read through to get you up to speed, and I would highly recommend having a quick look through them. So that's all for today. Let me know in the comments below if you have any tips that you think might benefit new players, and make sure you also go and upvote any of your favorites in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please consider dropping a like on it and subscribing to the channel for more Outriders content. I'm going to be streaming a whole bunch of Outriders over on our Twitch channel, so if you'd like to watch some live gameplay, don't forget to stop by twitch.tv/thebeardguys from 1 PM UK time every single weekday. So thanks very much for watching. My name's Ben, we are the Beard Guys, and I'll see you next time.